Episode 56 WC July 27, 2024, Are homeless encampments like indoor residential wood burning? In episode 56 WC1, Are homeless encampments like indoor residential wood burning? 2. The Purple Air Collective is a sensor donation initiative that seeks to empower our community through the expansion of air quality sensor networks. Main content 1 through 29. 1. Are homeless encampments like indoor residential wood burning? The article July 26, 2024 New York Times article headline was in California Governor Gavin Newsom declaration urging cities to clear homeless camps met its strongest opposition in Los Angeles. Rozep View. This article is a review of homelessness in Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco, California, and a Supreme Court decision that allows more leeway for local governments to enforce local regulations against homeless encampments. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity in relationship to residents against wood smoke emission particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Homeless encampments have appeared at Venice Beach in Los Angeles. The Los Angeles mayor has cleared some of them by moving people into motels. California Governor Gavin Newsom appeared this week wearing work gloves and Ray-Ban sunglasses as he hauled a garbage bag from under a freeway overpass in California. His message was obvious. He wanted state and local officials to clear out homeless encampments just as he was doing, and he had signed an executive order to spur them into action. There are no longer any excuses, Mr. Newsom said in a video statement that was released Thursday and filmed at an encampment. Hours later, the mayor of Los Angeles responded with her own visuals from a different encampment cleanup, where she emphasized that 15 residents whom the city displaced from this encampment had been brought inside. The clearing of encampments has long been framed as a partisan issue, with Democrats on one side reluctant to remove homeless people and Republicans on the other demanding citations and arrests. But in California, where Democrats dominate the state government and run its largest cities, the matter has become an intra-party dispute, especially after a Supreme Court decision last month gave local officials greater authority to crack down on encampments. Los Angeles County supervisors, who represent nearly 10 million people, intend to make it clear next week that the county's jails will not serve as makeshift shelters for homeless people. Governor Gavin Newsom, wearing a mask with the California Bear logo, carries an old broken table. In the background, trash is on the ground. Governor Gavin Newsom helped clean out a homeless encampment in San Diego in 2022. Mr. Newsom issued an executive order this week urging cities to do the same. Mr. Newsom is projecting himself as someone rolling up his sleeves to deal with a problem that is a symbol of California's dysfunction, though he has also secured billions of dollars for homeless services and housing and established a judicial track that can force the most dire mental health cases into treatment. While Governor Newsom cannot force local California governments to enforce laws against homeless people, he can exert pressure through the billions of dollars that the state controls for homeless services that cities rely upon. Other Democrats complained that Governor Newsom's order ignored the reality that once people were removed from encampments, most of them had nowhere to go. As of 2023, there were 16,000 shelter beds in Los Angeles for 45,000 unhoused people, according to the city controller's office. The Los Angeles pushback stood in stark contrast to the embrace of enforcement from the mayor of San Francisco. The San Francisco mayor said at a rally that San Francisco city workers, including police officers, would take a far more rigid approach in clearing camps starting next month. Homeless people will be offered shelter beds and not allowed to return to the sidewalks if they do not accept those offers. We're excited about what this is going to do, and we're hopeful we make it so uncomfortable for people that they accept our offer. These are people, and they've got to go somewhere, but we are going to make them so uncomfortable on the streets of San Francisco that they have to take our offer. That really is the goal. Rozep View is today taking the words from the article above about homelessness and applying the words and phrases to a hypothetical about indoor residential wood burning. What if a Supreme Court decision gave local officials greater authority to crack down on indoor residential wood burners whose would smoke PM 2.5 emissions enter the yards of near neighbors and sicken the near neighbors? Homelessness is a more visible, but seemingly less dire problem from the perspective of near neighbors. Homelessness can sicken near neighbors by producing a visibly trash and garbage-filled neighborhood, so homelessness may not be a good analogy to indoor residential wood burning, unless the homeless individual burns wood for cooking in that way almost invisibly, except with the aid of data from hyper-localized Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors, emits PM 2.5 pollution into the air of near neighbors as indoor residential wood burning does. What if the governor of, say, Wisconsin demonstrated that he would like indoor residential wood burning ended in all localities of Wisconsin and secured dollars for clean alternatives to indoor residential wood burning for home heating and established a judicial track that can force the most dire mental health cases into treatment? While the governor of, say, Wisconsin cannot force local Wisconsin governments to enforce laws against indoor residential wood burning, he can exert pressure through the dollars that the state controls for heat pump rebates for heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero that cities can rely upon as the best, cleanest alternative to indoor residential wood burning beginning in September 2024. A mayor of a northern Wisconsin city, which is in 2024 more plagued with wildfire smoke alternating with indoor residential wood burning smoke when bans are recalled than a southern Wisconsin city, may be the first to embrace this freedom to act. The tourist attraction of visiting a northern Wisconsin city, which has as its greatest asset a reprieve from the big city smog of Illinois cities, may be so inundated with dirty air from both wildfire and indoor residential wood burning that a northern Wisconsin mayor may decide to act and call a halt to the controllable air pollution from indoor residential wood burning. Or the tourist attraction of biking in Wisconsin's capital city in the south, or attending a convention in Wisconsin's biggest city in the south on the shores of Lake Superior, may be so marred by those two big Wisconsin cities being inundated with dirty air from both wildfire and also the new fashion fad and folly of urban indoor residential wood burning that a southern Wisconsin mayor may decide to act and call a halt to the controllable air pollution of indoor residential wood burning. There could be press conferences where wood stoves are carried out of houses and new heat pumps carried in, and follow-up press conferences where the former wood burners' neighbors testify to the elation they feel when being able to go out in their own yards without breathing in wood smoke for the first time. There could be press conferences where public health authorities in Wisconsin testify to the improvement to public health and reduction of death statistics tied to being a neighbor of an indoor residential wood burner. In Rozep's view, that is a hypothetical. But could cleaning up and eliminating indoor residential wood burning in Wisconsin be that simple? Or could each indoor residential wood burner shutdown need to be litigated to the hundreds of thousands of dollars until each indoor residential wood burning stove is pried from each set of cold dead hands of each indoor residential wood burner? Or is the answer empowering near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners whose wood smoke enters the yards of near neighbors and sickens them to find relief from expansion of air quality sensor networks through the philanthropy of organizations such as the Purple Air Collective? Read on. 2. The Purple Air Collective is a sensor donation initiative that seeks to empower our community through the expansion of air quality sensor networks. Purple Air email newsletter. July 25, 2024. Have you heard of the Purple Air Collective? Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. July 25, 2024. The Purple Air Collective is a sensor donation initiative that seeks to empower our community through the expansion of air quality sensor networks. Through the program, community members can apply for donated sensors. Unlike similar programs, we've implemented no restrictions regarding who can apply. This way, anyone from nonprofit organizations to individuals concerned about air quality can apply and receive sensors. The sensors donated for round 1 of the collective are now being used in a small number of projects. Updates about a couple of the selected projects. 2. A Scioto County Storm Chase Center. 2 Purple Air Flex sensors were donated to the Scioto County Storm Chase Center based out of Scioto County, Ohio. They are on the Scioto County Storm Chaser Center's website at the following link: http://stormchasercenter.net/purpleair.aspx, along with 3 other locations in the center's coverage area. They are also on the AirNow website on the Fire and Smoke map, https://fire.airnow.gov/people can now go to the Scioto County Storm Chaser Center's website and view their air quality status. http://stormchasercenter.net/2b Montserrat Volcanic Research received a few Purple Air sensors for her research involving the measuring of volcanic air pollution produced on the island of Montserrat in the Eastern Caribbean. The researcher was able to make vital repairs to her network of air quality sensors on Montserrat, with several of the sensors installed in 2023 having sustained damage from tough environmental conditions. This allows her to ensure continued data collection over the next year of the project. With the support of Montserrat Volcano Observatory, the researcher successfully installed a Purple Air sensor in the volcanic exclusion zone. This now provides the researcher with live data from a site where retrieving SD cards previously proved challenging. Montserrat, Eastern Caribbean on island, the researcher hosted a stakeholder meeting to provide project updates to collaborators and key decision makers. It was particularly useful to gain insight into how real-time data from her Purple Air network is being used for assessing and communicating air quality risk from Saharan dust events. She also led an interactive lesson on air quality with local school children, who particularly enjoyed seeing their school sensor on the Purple Air map. 2C The second round of the collective is underway. The submission period is over. Go to the collective submissions page to read more about each proposed or ongoing project. Blomquist Putnam County Library, John Lester Pole Mountain Lookout PML Bridge Rouch Clean Air Coalition of WNY Michelle Davis Northern California High School Air Fright Homeschooling Group Luciano Lameda Community Center for Mental Health MTUC SEO Center for Science and Environmental Outreach Mary and Remnet Community-Based Coalition Mary are Monroe County WI Carbon Clare Environmental Startup. Votes are public. The poll will close on Monday, August 12th. 3 Science Moms Newsletter July 25th, 2024. It's not just in your head. Extreme weather is intensifying. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. This Sunday, we witnessed Earth's hottest day ever recorded, with temperatures reaching 17.09 degrees Celsius, 62.76 degrees Fahrenheit. These unnatural disasters like heat waves and wildfires are becoming more common and intense. As moms, we see how these events impact our communities and put our children's future at risk. Research shows a direct link between burning fossil fuels, and Rozep interjects here, also burning wood, and an increase in the frequency and severity of heat waves. What we're seeing today is unnatural, and it's putting the people and places we love in danger. It's not too late to do something about it. We have solutions to stop unnatural disasters from getting worse. For United States Rozep View, this article does not mention the adverse effects on human health of wood burning PM 2.5 emissions, and also does not mention how wood burning contributes to climate change. This article posits that stopping wood burning hurts industry growth of wood burning, which may be very true. The wood burning industry could show initiative and switch their industry to the clean alternatives for energy generation and home heating, from wood burning to heat pumps that work at 40 degrees below zero in 2024, and which are offered with rebates of up to $8,000 based on a sliding income scale in, for example, Wisconsin by September 2024. Producers of wood pellets are trying to expand west from the American South, which Rozep views as a negative action by the industry. Negative for human health and negative for slowing climate change. From the article below. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Wood pellets boomed in the U.S. South. Climate activists want Biden to stop boosting industry growth. Yahoo! The administration is weighing whether to open up tax credits for companies to burn wood pellets for energy. ABC News. The Walt Disney Company as producers expand west. 5A Wood smoke in neighbors. Are you smoking out your neighbor? Rozep view is that the simple answer is yes, you are smoking out your neighbors. There is no safe or necessary level of wood smoke, since home heating alternatives are available that do not pollute the air, such as heat pumps. Whether you are efficiently or inefficiently smoking out your neighbors is immaterial. You are smoking out your neighbors and producing adverse health effects with an unnecessary practice. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Mirage News. On colder days, wood smoke particles from inefficient heaters, particulate matter PM 2.5, are emitted from wood burning heaters. 5B United States. Racial, ethnic, and socio-economic differences in air Pollution-related deaths in the United States: news, medical particulate matter up to 2.5 millimeters in diameter, PM 2.5 air pollution, especially exposure to PM 2.5 increases premature mortality risk. 6 United States Rosep view: in an ideal home, you should not burn wood because it emits more PM 2.5 pollution than coal burning. Do magazines print articles promoting coal burning in your backyard these days? Not bloody likely, although wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Excerpts edited by Rosep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Can you burn wood in your garden? But there's nothing quite like gathering around a fire pit or chimney. So it's easy to see why some of us might have thought about burning wood in 7 United States Rosep view. This article states that wood burning stoves emit 25% black carbon. The actual scientific fact is that 90% of wood burning emissions are PM 2.5. Liquid petroleum gas is used in African countries to replace wood burning because natural gas hookups are not available and heat pumps may also not be available in many countries in Africa, but solar stoves may be available. Excerpts edited by Rosep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization collaborating on clean cooking changes lives of people. LP gas magazine: open fires and inefficient wood-burning stoves emit 25% of global black carbon emissions, which is the second largest contributor to climate. 8 United States dynamics of PM 2.5 and network activity during extreme pollution events. Nature particulate matter PM 2.5 data. The established spatial correlation networks reveal significant PM 2.5 anomalies during the 2020 and 2021 wildfire. 9 California Clean Air Plan in Central Valley delayed again after state approval. Fresno land, for example, the Bay Area has stringent bans on wood burning. In Southern California, the local air district there has much better warehouse pollution. 10 Colorado Arapahoe County understage 1 burn ban. The villager fires contained within liquid-fueled or gas stoves, fireplaces, and wood-burning stoves within buildings. Propane or natural gas barbecue grills. 11A Idaho: is wildfire smoke inhibiting your summer activities at all? Rosep view: the Idaho biker who feels he is not affected by wildfire smoke is confident that it has not affected his health yet. He hasn't thought about it. Wildfire smoke is not inhibiting his summer activity of biking through with smoke. MTExpress.com: Idaho Mountain Express: not really. I'm still biking about 4 days a week. I haven't thought about the smoke yet. 11B Idaho: wildfire smoke chokes parts of Canada and western U.S., with some areas under air quality alerts. Coeur d'Alene Press: in Canada, there are about 430 active wildfires in British Columbia and 177 in neighboring Alberta, including 2 that led to the evacuation of up 12 Illinois. Chicago police search for hammer-wielding burglars targeting restaurants on Chicago's North. CBS News: a neighborhood sports bar and grill known for its wood-burning oven pizzas had its door. 13A Michigan Detroit AQIA guide to using the air quality index. Planet Detroit PM 2.5 is 30 times smaller than the width of a human hair and can lodge itself in lung cells and move into the bloodstream. It comes from sources like 14B Michigan. Noticing a haze? Smoke from Canadian wildfires has returned to Michigan this summer. Odyssey on the ground, which said people in affected areas may notice a faint bonfire smell at ground level. WWJ News Radio 950: Canadian wildfire smoke could be on its way again to 14C Michigan, but nothing like last year. Detroit Free Press: particulate matter 2.5 microns in size or less, known as PM 2.5. Under that condition, air quality regulators recommend 15A Minnesota and Iowa wildfire smoke from the west. How to protect yourself from poor air quality. KL: what makes the smoke so dangerous is the incredibly small pieces of burn material that floats through the air, also known as PM 2.5. 15B Minnesota activists industry fight over details in Minnesota's new carbon-free law. Sahan Journal: but now some state agencies are arguing that burning trash and wood to produce energy should count. 15C Minnesota: is burning wood or trash carbon-free? The utilities want you to think so. Minnesota reformer the MPCA argued, for example, that burning woody biomass should be allowed despite its carbon output because energy producers can implement measures. Is burning wood or trash carbon-free? The utilities want you to think so. Yahoo! A Minnesota law passed in 2023 directed the state's utilities to generate all of their electricity from carbon-free sources by 2040. 16 Nevada Churchill County: the Shopai Wood Bank crew is just getting warmed up. USDA Forest Service: Rosep view: a Native American tribe and the Forest Service are seemingly pro-wood burning. Rosep view is that you are not remote from the rest of the world when it comes to air pollution. If you as an individual are harming your near neighbors and the climate by wood burning, you should be responsible for your individual actions of wood burning and stop wood burning for the sake of your neighbors and the planet, if not for your own human self. It is often the highest moral act of an individual to recognize that he or she is a part of the human race, and for an individual to recognize his or her responsibility not to unnecessarily harm another human being. Excerpts edited by Rosep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization for Shoshone Paiute tribal members. Burning wood to heat their homes has been a way of life for generations. We're remote. We're on the last mile. 17A New York: switching from gas to electric stoves cuts indoor air pollution. Columbia University Mailman School of Public Health: between October 2021 and July 2022, homes were monitored continuously over 3 7-day periods to assess indoor air quality. PM 2.5. 17B New York: wildfire smoke arrives in Rochester. Wildfire map and air quality in your area. Democrat and Chronicle: according to Yale Medicine, the PM 2.5 particles are so small they can pass the usual defense mechanisms of the upper airway and penetrate deep. 18A Oregon air quality alert issued for Southern Oregon. Oregon Live: Oregon Live: smoke levels can change rapidly depending on the weather. Avoid using wood-burning stoves and other sources of indoor smoke if possible. 18B Oregon air quality alert remains for much of Southern Oregon. KQEN News Radio. 18C Oregon Bend home destroyed by fire, discarded with stove ashes to blame. Central Oregon Daily: make sure you have working smoke and carbon monoxide alarms in your house, whether you use a wood stove or not. Working alarms more than doubles your fire. Investigators on scene determined the fire was caused by the improper disposal of wood stove ashes. Ashes were placed into a 18D Oregon Level 1 evacuation order issued for Antelope Meadow area in Klamath County for Jackpine Fire. Kate RV: the Jackpine fire burning in Deschutes County near Klamath. Avoid using wood-burning stoves and other sources of indoor smoke if possible. 18E Oregon Medford Shelley fire now 62% contained. obtain firewatchkdrv.com. Avoid using wood-burning stoves and other sources of indoor smoke if possible. Areas around Kidder Creek and Patterson Creek may produce smoke. 19 Pennsylvania wildfires in Canada again bring smoke into north-central Pennsylvania. Williamsport Sun Gazette. Wood-burning appliances. If needed, the Durkee fire, the largest active blaze in the U.S., was burning. Smoke from distant wildfires in Alberta are covering the skies today and through the weekend, meteorologists said. Near-surface smoke. 20A Washington, Colville, and Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forests taking fire precautions. Gazette Tribune. Wood-burning camp stoves will not be allowed. Stage 2 fire restrictions also prohibit recreational target shooting on the forest. 20B Washington, Seattle wildfire smoke chokes parts of Canada and western U.S., with some areas under air quality. Alerts the Seattle Times. Avoid heavy exertion outdoors using fans or swamp coolers that take air from outside. All wood-burning appliances. 21 Wisconsin, spontaneous combustion sparks fire in 30-foot-tall wood chip pile in town. Superior Telegram. It took 21 personnel a total of 14 hours to quell the smoking pile, the fire chief said. Town of Superior volunteer fire puts out fire at processing facility. Northern News Now crews found a canopy. 21A Canada powerful wildfires devastating Canada captured in satellite imagery space. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's GOES satellites continue to keep a close eye on the smoke and wildfire hotspots across 21B Canada smoke blankets Western Canada and U.S. as wildfires tear across region. CBC News Albert, Strathcona County, Sturgeon County, and Wood Buffalo South. Wildfire smoke is causing or expected to cause very poor air quality in 21C Canada. Wildfire smoke chokes parts of Canada and western U.S., with some areas under air quality. Alerts Midland Daily News. The Durkee fire, the largest active blaze in the U.S., was burning wood-burning appliances. 21D Canada wildfire smoke from the south creating poor air quality in parts of Northwest Territories. Yahoo News Canada poor air quality from wildfire smoke has reached extreme levels in Yellowknife and other southern NWT communities, according to Environment and 21E Canada. Alberta Premier says a third, perhaps half of all Jasper buildings destroyed by fire. CP24 officials with Jasper National Park say a wildfire has reached the town of Jasper and crews are battling multiple fires. 21F Canada. Alberta Calgary officials send crews to Jasper fire, explain why evacuation center shuttered. MooseJawToday.com. In Hinton Thursday morning rain fell and with smoke hung in the air at the roadblock preventing vehicles from entering the park. 5 officials wildfire smoke to peak at very high risk levels Wednesday then taper off. Experts Calgary Herald wildfire smoke toxic. Levels of particulate matter PM 2.5 in Calgary Wednesday around 85 micrograms per cubic meter isn't spectacularly high, but 21G Canada. Alberta Calgary Forest Area Wildfire Update July 25, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Blog. Government of Alberta. Although the Environment Canada heat warning has ended, conditions remain extremely dry. A respite in temperatures is welcomed but significant. 21H Canada Alberta Rocky Mountain House Forest Area Update July 22, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Blog. Government of Alberta wildfire smoke is causing or expected to cause poor air quality and reduced visibility. All outdoor wood fires, including wood campfires on public. 21I Canada Alberta Wood Buffalo evacuation alert lifted for John Vere Regional Municipality of Wood Buffalo before traveling. Check 511 Alberta for highway updates. Wildfire smoke. Smoke can also impact your health. During increased smoke activity, stay. 21J Canada Northwest Territories City extinguishes burning pile of wood chips at Con Mine. Cabin radio firefighters put out a large pile of burning chipped wood at the Con Mine site south of Yellowknife on Wednesday, the city says. 22 Venezuela Griselda Escanio keeps an improvised wood-burning stove ready in gas-rich Venezuela. Rosep view neither of these alternatives mentioned in the article are clean energy, neither wood burning nor gas burning. Excerpts edited by Rosep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization in gas-rich Venezuela. Next president faces problem of producing at 1470 and 100.3 WMBD Caracas/Maracay. Reuters. Griselda Escanio keeps an improvised wood-burning stove ready in gas-rich Venezuela. Next president faces problem of producing at US News.com. 23A Australia more money to remove wood heaters improves air quality and help camp errands. Greens.org.au. Today the ACT government has announced increased rebates are available to remove wood fire heaters as Canberra winter brings heating choices. Front. 23B Australia copyright City of Melbourne wood heaters and wood smoke coronavirus COVID-19 immunizations. 24A United Kingdom. Rosep view the organization GB News does not believe in science and spreads misinformation about PM 2.5 pollution from wood burning. Fact-checking should be done, and an article published about the misinformation piled upon misinformation from GB News, apparently to bolster the profits of the wood-burning industry. Here Rosep simply points out that the phrase full life cycle analysis is used as pseudoscientific jargon and is not an illumination of the facts of PM 2.5 emissions from wood burning. Using the example of the cleanest burning wood stove in the United Kingdom, the Eco Stove, wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 as coal burning. Wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Wood burning emits 90% PM 2.5 particulates of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths, especially for near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. Near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners act as canaries in a coal mine when instead more resident-owned purple air PM 2.5 monitor data at more hyper-localized locations near to indoor residential wood burners should be used as evidence of unnecessary air pollution from indoor residential wood burning instead of only testimony by near neighbors of their health problems from indoor residential wood burning, which are preventable if indoor residential wood burning is stopped. From GB News articles, excerpts edited by Rosep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization. As first fine is issued for using wood-burning stove, we look at the flawed data behind GB News. Climate campaigners may focus on the particulate matter PM and carbon emissions from wood burning without considering the full life cycle analysis. Council slaps household with £175 fine for using wood-burning stove which emits unreasonable and excessive smoke. Yorkshire News Council slaps household with £175 fine for using wood-burning stove which GB News current rules restrict the type of wood burners and fuel that can be used in homes. 24B United Kingdom Wakefield Council issues first fine for illegal use of log burners, BBC smoke emissions. It came after a rise in complaints about chimney clean air campaign shines light on wood burning. Related internet links, first fine issued for illegally using a wood-burning stove. Council slaps household in daily. Mail. Wakefield is covered by a smoke control order, meaning only exempt. Appliances approved by DEFRA can be used in homes and only wood with a low 24C. United Kingdom Yorkshire log burner fine. UK wood burner and stove chimney rules. Yorkshire Evening Post. Wood burners and solid fuel appliances significantly contribute to air pollution primarily through the emission of particulate matter PM 2.5 24D. United Kingdom ROSEP view. Conscious lawbreakers use the term slap a fine as if fining them for polluting their neighborhoods and causing adverse health effects to their near neighbors should not be regulated. The simple way to avoid a fine in this situation would be to stop wood burning, since the people in this council have been informed that fines would be levied for polluting their neighborhoods and causing adverse health effects for their near neighbors. Burning would also produces PM 2.5 emissions that hasten climate change, which causes wildfires, which in a feedback loop hasten further climate change. Excerpts edited by ROSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. First fine issued for illegally using a wood-burning stove. Council slaps household in Daily Mail. Current rules restrict the type of wood burners and fuel that can be used in homes. Wakefield is covered by a smoke control order, meaning only 24. United Kingdom ROSEP view. How does a reputedly and relatively responsible media organization like the BBC cover the topic of indoor residential wood burning? Excerpts edited by ROSEP for brevity and clarity and relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Wakefield Council issues first fine for illegal use of log burners. BBC News. The report said, whilst the adverse health impacts of smoke emissions are generally accepted, wood burners are perceived to be an environmentally 25. Nigeria urgent public health action preventing PM 2.5 pollution from Nigerian refineries. Opinion. Nigeria PM 2.5 refers to particulate matter small enough to enter the lungs and bloodstream. Sources include industrial processes. 26 China targeting net zero emissions while advancing other sustainable development goals in China. Nature. Particulate matter PM 2.5 exposure risk and larger forest coverage. PM 2.5 emissions. Population weighted. PM 2.5 27A India air pollution crisis. Congress blasts Modi government's policy, demands budget action. ET Energy World. PM 2.5 diameter of 2.5 micrometers or less, which is far more hazardous, he said. Ramesh pointed out that 64% of the funds utilized were spent. 27B India BSBCB indoor air pollution study in 3 cities. Patna. News. Times of India focus on the concentration of particulate matters PM 2.5 inside houses and their adverse impacts. 27C India Faridabad second most polluted city in first half of 2024. Gurgaon fourth study by Korea. Times of India. The city's air quality was assessed based on PM 2.5 concentrations, which averaged at 103 micrograms per cubic meter. Gurgaon was the fourth most polluted city in the 27D India. How we assess performance of cities under current NCAP needs to be reframed down to earth. PM 2.5. Delhi-based think tank Center for 2070 India Mid-Year Air Quality Assessment for India January to June 2024. Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air ranking as India's third most polluted city. Delhi's PM 2.5 pollution levels exceeded the NOx and were 20 times the WHO annual guideline levels. 27F India toxic air. The statesman. In addition to particulate matter, PM 2.5 mischief potential of ground measurements of 27G India wildfire smoke leads to air quality alerts in US and Canada. 1 India wood burning appliances. If you need to be outside in smoky conditions, a respirator mask. 28 Thailand said, and BOI partner to support society through the Foundation for the Crown Prince Hospital's Mondo Vision. PM 2.5 dust in forest and agricultural areas. BOI promoted projects will receive a 3-year corporate income tax exemption on existing business. 29 APM 2.5 and chronic bronchitis versus emphysema. What's the difference? Everyday health in people who haven't smoked. Secondhand smoke. A history of asthma or childhood respiratory infections or smoke exposure from wood-burning stoves. 29 BPM 2.5 and law harnessing science policy and law to deliver clean air science. Only a modest fraction of countries, 25% for PM 2.5, align their standards with the previous WHO 2005 recommendations. And in 2029 CPM 2.5 and pregnancy study links air pollution exposure during pregnancy to reduced lung function in childhood. HCP live. PM 2.5. Pollution prenatally is associated with reduced lung volume and airflow limitation. 29 dPm 2.5 and temperature. The interaction between ambient temperature and air pollution. Nature. Air pollutants such as particulate matter PM 2.5 have been known to exacerbate respiratory symptoms.